Simo, before I let you go, I want to just test your caster skills. Can you say in rapid succession at least 3 times Cloud9 banned bind as fast as you can go?
Cloud9 banned bind, Cloud9 banned bind, Cloud9. Oh no!
Oh,
no!
I hope that the tongue twisters don't trip you up too much in this next game. It's Faze Clan Cloud9. They've banned bind, and it's time for our first match on Haven.
Thank you so much, WTF Moses. Cloud9 versus Faze to start things off on Haven. We will have Cloud9 starting off here on the defender side. Faze on the attacker, and it's starting with them trying to get a smoke up towards this or towards long C, sorry, as I don't know if they went for that orb or not, but when we're looking at them as Cloud9, they're falling back as a team at this point to try to work back here. Sorry, they're on the attacker side. So they're falling back towards this mid side for Faze as they're looking to take control of this garage side here, Simo.
Yeah, I'm still beat up. I think I might just mute my mic for the rest of the series. I'm still beat up after that tongue twister. Maybe I need an emerge bag now to kind of make myself feel a little better, you know? Well, so far, it's just going to be a standard execute here for the side of Faze. The wall goes up, but for C9, I think they're just going to play retake towards this B site, and that's pretty standard if you think about it. Usually might have one player playing there, but Cloud9's opting in for no players playing there, and now they'll force their way back in. But I like the setup from Faze. Usually you pull back away from the B site, but they're playing directly in there, and that's honestly a 50-50 W. You either lose it horribly or it goes your way. So now as Cloud9's ready to push in, slow orb through its back site. That's going to find one, but it's Marved. He's going to find 2. Paranoia as well. Going to have to displace himself back around the box. Mitch comes in, and Faze bring it down to 1. Relyks has to reload the clip, but it's Faze Clan that win round number 1 on Haven.
Yeah, I think that they waited too much there for Cloud9 on that retake. I thought that they had a nice trap wire to actually prevent any of Faze to actually push through the window of the garage and go for the flank. But the thing is, because of the dark cover, they really just wanted to try to push as a team on 2 separate occasions once the dark cover went down. But it's Marv we're talking about here towards the back of the site. He's able to get a triple kill on top of that, and then because of him getting those kills, that gave a chance for the last 2 players to rotate back towards the garage and get the big flank into B. So it's a replay take and a flank to flank that came in favor of Faze to win that pistol, and that's a great start actually at this point. So now with this round, it is going to be them just slightly upgrading for a couple of players with rawkus, Bulldog in the face of TenZ, and it starts off quite well here for Faze in the second round.
We also have to remind ourselves that for a map like Haven, it is a little bit attacker friendly. You know, expect Faze Clan to maybe even finish this map with a round lead. And for Cloud9, they want to try to keep it within, try to keep it close. But so far, Faze, as expected, pistols for Cloud9 don't really have the weaponry to deal with Faze. And at some point, it's not like a Phantom retreat. It's a pretty hefty investment. So for the side of Cloud9, they may be looking to just try to find a player, but constantly we see their perspective reloading the clip very intentionally. Relyks almost finds one with the classic, just down to Mitch. It's a 1v5. If he even gets at least 1, it's pretty much a good story, but it's going to be difficult.
With only 1 player alive now for Cloud9, with Mitch looking to at least put some ultimate points under his belt by looking for some exits, but everybody from Faze looking for a flawless victory here, knowing that they don't want to give anything away to Mitch. It is going to be 2-0 as he peeks out, spots 3 guys, at least gets a pink, and that's a half HP on to the Sage from Faze here. As, you know what, at this point, it is going to be played by ZachaREEE. This is pretty much a standard lineup that we see for both of these teams as we have that tab up. Cloud9 always plays pretty much this same 5 roster, while for Faze on this map, likes to use the Sage in their favor to moving into this map. If it goes on to Ascent, or when it goes on to Ascent, you kind of have that Sage being swapped off and they go with the Sage's comp. That being said here, on a pistol round and a second round, that pretty much came in for their favor. There was nothing out of the ordinary except for this round. Marv gets a swing by headshot onto Mitch, and Shinobi lines up 2 headshots to get the 1-minute advantage for Cloud9.
Yeah, that's pretty big. One thing I'm surprised to see is that TenZ does not have the operator in hand this round, and usually you can see that come through, especially if you double down to the Ghost. But I mean, it also has to boil back down to winning the pistol, so I guess now, in my mind, it makes a little bit more sense. But I still think if he played the economy, he could end up with the op in that 3rd round. It actually has the Phantom and light armor, so not even having that heavy armor here for himself. And shinobi anticipates some membership towards this garage side, and now using the owl drone to clear it out. Sends in a recon bolt as well towards long C. Does not find anyone in Faze, inching ever so close to the opposite side of TenZ, who's got the Sakura Vandal in hand. And now as they start to clear through, it's going to be the buddy system that really gets that one headshot coming through. Has to reposition with the tailwind, but it's just down to ZachaREEE now as Vice is able to find a pick in the middle. And this is something that, to an extent, we expect from Cloud9 to at least try to make it back once the guns are in place. So ZachaREEE, last member standing, still 1v3.
Well.
Now it's a 1v2. Evens those odds for themselves. Relyks be the one to fall, and now trying to hop through the window. Shinobi already on that site, and with 10 seconds or so left on the clock, Shinobi gonna have to deal with ZachaREEE as he makes his way forward. Footsteps are heard, and now Shinobi can react. That's the wall that goes up, and oh my goodness! That's the perfect peek. And now just down to Vice. Has to swing forward. That's the slow orb. Manages to escape, but just barely shoots him through the box, and Cloud9 win their gun round.
Faze is actually starting to make me believe off that 3 versus 1. Super nice attempt there for ZachaREEE at that point. I think that Cloud9 at that point played it pretty well. Faze playing super passively. They gave the garage control to Faze if they wanted to, but he had a better angle at that point. And the reason why they did that, because they already had the 2 early kills for as long as you see right now from a replay from shinobi, technically you shouldn't see them come back up towards this long side because they can't really go for a split if they wanted to towards the C, so you kind of have a weakened attack at that point. So they are moving as a team into the garage side, and then shinobi had a great position from platform to look down the garage ramp. But the questionable play for Cloud9 was that they started peeking 1 by 1 pretty much at that point just to try to take ZachaREEE down early. And because of that, even though ZachaREEE doesn't get that clutch on a 3 versus 1, he's able to get 2 kills, and he's able to bring that res up into this round, which could be very big for Faze right now, as they also have to run it back to try to get the entries as a team.
Shinobi, he spots someone in the corner there, using the owl drone up in the window. But still, don't really think the weaponry is good here for Cloud9. For the side of Faze, they were able to, I think, force up pretty handily. Maybe not a lot of the utility available, but still able to be in a good position to take another round for themselves. Cloud9, of course, on the opposite side, likely have an assortment of weapons.
Joke's over!
Spectres, forwards. Here comes the clone. Now TenZ has to back away. That's an ultimate use there from Corey. We talked about how successful he needed to be for Faze to do well, and having that clone already gone might spell bad news, but taking out Relyks is a good start as they get that spike down.
Definitely, and they tried to play retake again. TenZ made his way towards the back of the gong, but Corey opens up with another kill. So still a 1-man advantage for Faze, and they have the time in their favor as their plant situation. rawkus watching in front of the site, lost orb coming mitch, but it's still going to be babybay from the window, and rawkus as well. Kills nothing but headshots. 14 Faze to actually hold a post plant perfectly for the attacker side of this team, and it came all the way from Corey. So much distraction from a run it back and the curveballs inside the garage, keeping 2 players towards this C link that gave a chance there for Faze to move in, get the plant, and play the post plant situation.
Now, you know, talking a little bit about the pistol, if Cloud9 win it, this is a completely different map. And so already Faze Clan off to a great start. They need to build up this momentum so that when they have swaps, Cloud9 are in a little bit of a more stressful position, that have their backs against the wall and have to play a little bit more riskier, have to try to guarantee rounds. We're seeing TenZ here. It's going to get a little bit involved. Use has the Blade Storm. That's going to be 1. And those blades are refreshed. Now the rest of the team starting to pinch in towards the C site. rawkus is a little bit afraid of where TenZ might be. And now it's mitch that's going to swing around the corner. Headshot's good, but still, remember, TenZ has those blades and can make it expensive here for Faze. The spike is down, and now here comes the retake from Cloud9.
Pushing towards that spawn side, it's going to be the left click that connects onto Corey, and that's going to be a weapon salvage at least, as it could still try to take this from Cloud9. It's a 3 versus 3, lots of ults, paranoia to come through, but rawkus is not affected, gets 2 kills of his own, and the last one definitely will go down with the perfect crossfire there from Marved. Back of the site, phantom in the face, and 4 rounds for Faze.
Cloud9. This is going to be their gun round. You know, the Blade Storm eco from the side of TenZ almost worked well. Found 1, found 2, but at the end of the day, updrafting into the site did not really work quite well. But now, this is Cloud9's opportunity to stop the bleeding. But if not, you could see a half from Faze, a 10-2, a 9-3, very, very doable if this round does not go the way of Cloud9. So look at TenZ, he's got the op, has no armor available, early looks towards this A lobby, but it's the Cyber Cage, a great positioning there. But now here comes rawkus. That's first shot and wins the gun duel. That opens things up here for the side of Faze. Let's see how they push in. Marved actually commits to the teleport up into heaven. That's a lot of space for his team to go forward. That's Relyks that falls. Twice with the answer back. That's the Hunter 3. Shinobi gonna tag one and find one. But it's eventually that the spike goes down. The 3v3 retake for Cloud9. Here it comes.
Cloud bursts up in the air of the window. Shinobi with the Owl Drone spots one towards the hell. That was Corey right in the front. Cypher going for a res at the diesel boxes as well. Numbers back in the advantage of Faze as they are now set up. A little bit more on a double up towards Hell side. Very difficult to take at this point, and it has to be Mitch and also Shinobi coming in from the defender spawn side to try to get things done. We start with the North, Twice with the headshot, 3 versus 3, and now rawkus still offing and still connecting. From the short, low HP, still gets another kill there. On to Shinobi as Corey sweeps up the last kill, and things are looking so strong for Faze right now as people are going to start hating me on our predictions. I think at this point, it's nothing but Caster's curse from Van Silly's side.
Listen. Maybe, just maybe, I let some of my caster bias through. You know, I've been a Cloud9 fan in the LCS for a long time, so maybe I'm definitely feeling the heat on this one. I tip my hat where credit is due. Listen, rawkus, you don't listen, I know that he plays well, but it's usually Corey or Marved that step up to the plate, right? That is factual. We've seen some of those statistics in the group stage and how the success has been brought by Marved and Corey. But rawkus, this is a whole new rawkus that we're seeing. He's a part of the Jett conversation. He's a TenZ, he's a Wardell, but he's making his own identity here. And having some of these early picks, some of these early plays is huge. Can they go the distance? We're about to find out. Only map number 1, of course, Cloud9 here on the pistol, looking to defend from this push forward front base.
Huge. So that was, I think, a hot hands that was thrown towards the back of the site that pushed TenZ out of position and Shinobi out of position too. And as they sprayed through the smoke, they're able to connect onto Shinobi. So that's one player down, but you do have an eco there for Cloud9 who are still trying to stack as many players as they can towards the C. We saw Faze walking back towards this mid side, but they're still walking back towards C, so the gamble is still good. But now as we maybe go for a body peek at this point, even rawkus is spotting it with the operator. If it's a paranoia, not a problem. They start off here with the paranoia to be thrown. Now a triple beam comes through. rawkus connects the shot onto Relyks from being far away, but Mitch connects with 2 kills of the Sheriff. We do have the Blade Storm. rawkus continues, and a second one onto Blaze. That is already going to be a 3 versus 1. Last one is spotted towards the spawn side. It's going to be TenZ. Blade Storm misses from rawkus, trying to connect with the operator. He's still alive through this cloud burst, and as he has 3 bullets left, they're still chasing after him. And now that dissipates, finally, babybay gets the kill.
Still some good damage from Cloud9. They set up a pretty good hold, and they gamble towards that C site. It pays off to the extent that 2 fall and have to rebuy some weapons. That is about the as best as I can paint that victory. But now, here comes yet another gun round for Cloud9. They definitely don't want this to be 11-1 because if Faze Clan win the pistol, you can consider this over, right? So this is a great opportunity for Cloud9, one of the few that remain in this half to make a dent. Look at the purchases though. Mitch on the op and TenZ on the Phantom. What is going on here in the Cloud9 conversation?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be how the hell do we counter right now, Faze. And so far, as I mentioned, how cracked Corey could be and how Marv could be good. They've done their job towards the pistol round, second round ecos or whatnot, but it's really up to rawkus right now, just getting all of these openings with the operator. Now, though, they're going for an aggressive one towards this mid side. TenZ nearsighted gets the first kill on Marv, but a double peek comes back to trade it off. So once again, they make it into the site. They're running back to get some information. A paranoia, and that's not going to get any kills yet. rawkus watching the flank, takes down Vice. So flankers out of position, out of the equation for Cloud9. Mitch will have to move forward, does have the operator. Two of his teammates coming from the A side link. They are paying this spike because we do have smokes and whatnot towards the front. They could just spray through this. The wall's going to come up at the same time. Boosting Corey. Corey gets the first kill. It's traded off by shinobi, but now it's a 3 versus 1. shinobi and a dream. It turns up being a nightmare as Faze takes the lead now by 6.
Oh, this is not good for Cloud9. And to be quite honest, like if we look at Faze Clan statistically, it is still hard to gauge what is their skill ceiling, right? China Win was able to win, was able to win over them. Then against the 100 Thieves, it was like, okay, 100 Thieves still had some good map against them, but they were still able to 2-1. Then China Win the second time around did not have as good of a performance that was earlier in the group stage. And now against Cloud9, I'm even thinking, wow, like Faze Clan is playing so well on this attacker side, and mind you, this is an attacker-sided map. We can't discredit how many opportunities Cloud9 has had to stop Faze Clan. And on these gun rounds, there's still like 4 or 5 people left remaining, and Cloud9, they're all falling apart.
And now as they see so many hits happening here towards this B side, they decide to play 2 players first. They kind of left the C open, but oh, it's TenZ getting the share of headshots. And as I was trying to say, an eco coming through here for Cloud9. Corey's already in a great position in back of the site. That's 1, 2, 3 headshots looking for the 4th. But it's not going to happen here as Mitch falls back towards the garage. His teammate all the way back towards defender spawn. And you could see from this position, they're just looking to get some guns and maybe salvage it into the next round. But Faze showing a very dominant first half on this attacker side. Yes, it is attacker side at this point, but to see them just run away with these rounds one by one, getting gun rounds for Cloud9, forcing them on an eco on the round after, they're just showing how good they could be.
And as we near the end of this first half, Silly, the 11-1 dream is a reality.
Yep.
It is so real because if they lose this gun round, they're back down to the eco. And that means that we'll be 10-1, which is huge. But TenZ, he wants to get a little bit more involved. Having a quick look at the replay as Corey, headshot after headshot, just lines things up on the C-side post-plant defense. And Vice, of course, last member standing. But TenZ, he's looking to get a little bit more involved, but the round has already begun. TenZ looking towards the courtyard, finds nobody but Relyks. Gonna be the first line of defense here. Finds one, cannot find the second on the conversion, but already Corey gets tagged. Using the running back, he's predicting to push forward, but 72 HP has flown. And Mitch, he will actually fall. I'm not actually sure that happened. They swung through garage together, and they take out the upper. That's huge. Now a 3v5. Faze pull back, easy peasy. Let's go towards A.
Yeah, big investment there for Cloud9. Double op setup. Now they're only left with 1. And already, meanwhile, babybay made it inside the A site. So really, as they force the rotation out, they have better position now for the attackers. But Vice gets one before the dark cover comes out from the Cypher. And TenZ does head the Bladestorm, trying to look back from the ceiling with the updraft, but sees nothing there. And will get planted. It's now a 3 versus 3. Vice continues his work from the heaven side with a headshot onto rawkus. So that's at least 1 key player down for Team Faze. Still 1 inside hell, and it's going to be babybay with that camera, and they could just play off babybay. He could spot it all out, pull out the information for the team, and tag on top of that. ZachaREEE sees TenZ flying out of the window, gets the break, and only 1 more to go. Vice continuing here with a triple kill, looking for the ace at this point, but with low HP, that is going to be it. babybay salvages the operator on top of that, and we are looking very close to that 10-1. Even 11-1 on the first half.
Imagine now at this point, heading into this series, Vasily, I were to tell you that map 1 hangs in the balance for Cloud9 off of a pistol. That is huge. That is huge. That is very, very huge. And for the side of Faze, the team that is watching, the managers, the coaches, the staff, they could be happy. Because I think this is a stellar performance. I think it's a huge performance, right? Definitely. To take Cloud9 this way on this map is huge. Of course, there are more maps that were made. There's still more work to be done, but a great start for them.
At this point, I'm going to have to stop giving predictions on camera. When I'm off camera, prediction the group exits, I was on point for that one. But when it comes down to these matches that I actually have to catch myself, I'm just failing every single prediction so far. So 9-1 on an eco is going to be Cloud9 trying to push down as much as he can, or a force block, I guess, at this point. He managed to get 3 kills out of that, made that 4, as the shares are going to work. But now with the spike, 3 HP, we at least get the fight now. A res is going to come up, so it's going to be a 3 versus 1. Shadow step on top of the heaven sign, and it's sort of planned for him too, and he's in a better position now to play the flank on his end.
Oh, if you missed it there, rawkus, he somehow survives through the window. They were shooting in the window, he tailwinds in, sets up all these cloud bursts. He just survived for longer than he needed to, but still, we have to double back to the fact that Cloud9 are on the precipice, winning an eco. Marved finds 1, but still 2 remain. 3 HP, a sneeze, and a butterfly flap will take him out, and it's Relyks that delivers that blow. So, Cloud9, it's not 11-1. A sigh of relief can be breathed by the team, but it's still close. Now we enter a gun round. Faze has a bazillion credits to their name. They're not sweating about this loss, but 10-2 still a possibility, and even then, that is still a pistol that is scary for Cloud9 to lose.
Just trying to figure out what the money economy is now for Cloud9. Yes, they won the round, but they won it with 2 players alive. Well, they were on an eco, so they should be fine into this one here. And to continue back into a double off setup, 3 ultimates ready for the team as well, with Vice, Relyks, and Shinobi. So at least a Hunter's Fury ready there. And some information play from Vice and Relyks at this point. They're starting with a dart for a recon towards long, just to try to see if anybody's there. Break the camera at least on the short A side. So Faze, seeing that, decides to fall back and try to get a bit more control towards the mid, where TenZ is currently waiting on a top of B with an operator. As soon as his smoke dissipates, we're going to see what's going to happen. He's going to aim down the Cypher. Marved still connects with the headshot. He gets from a recon bolt, but that's it. At least they have control of B side. They have the Blade Storm to come out too from the attacker side of Faze. But Relyks is still holding towards B. Everybody has fallen back to work towards this A side, Simo.
Yeah, they break the tripwire. Now that's going to be the key that comes in with Shinobi. He's got the Hunter's Fury, like he called. Still looking for one, and finds babybay. Good tracking on that one. Now, things will even out a little bit here for Cloud9. Mitch will find ZachaREEE. That's Relyks on flank on rawkus. Tori tries to answer back, but still has to deal with so many more Cloud9 members. He's going to fall. Marved now, last member standing here for Faze Clan. Neural theft makes it very difficult. They'll commit to defuse. Here comes the spray, but he needs to reload the quicker if he wants to push. But I like that play from Cloud9.
I do.
You know he's reloading. They push in, break the wall themselves, and it's a 9-3 half. Cloud9 salvage here at the end.
I love the chat right now, Simo, because right now it's a lot of fans going Overwatch superior to CS, CS superior to Overwatch. We're pretty much back towards the ESPN Invitational when we first started things out on the beta, which was a dominant game that was going to switch into Valorant. Is it Overwatch? Is it Apex? Is it CSGO? And for so many iterations of the Ignition series and so many tournaments in the past, we've seen so much CSGO dominance until Sentinels came in with Sinatra and sort of changed the game with this mixed type of roster that they have. But now that you see Faze so far with a rocky start, at least in the Faze Invitational, they're bouncing back quite well off like really one-sided losses throughout the tournament too, right? When they had an upset there in Group D and they were already knocked down into the lower brackets by trying to win, they got almost a 13-0 that finished 13-5 versus Sentinels this morning. They're not shook up by any of that. Faze, Overwatch, still here to play Valorant.
Cloud9. We talk about the pistol, we almost force feed it down people's throats, but it's important. And for Cloud9, if they want to have a good half, it starts with a pistol. But for Faze, a pistol means double digits. It's 10-3, and then they can bring it to 11-3. And then they inch ever so close to winning map number 1, where then Cloud9 have to bounce back and say, okay, we have to win Ascent and Split in order to close this out. Now, mind you, those are maps that Cloud9 is very comfortable on. But Corey A great lurk from the defense. Finds one, finds two, finds three. Corey, where did you come from? Relyks now from behind. Gonna find babybay through the paranoia. Cannot get the job done, but still, it's the 2v3. Faze make it a 2v2. Sorry, it's Cloud9 to make it a 2v2 now. Mitch held up in the cubby. Has to rely on the shots here from Relyks. One more comes in. Oh, it's Marved! He wins the round and Faze double digits.
Don't worry, Zoms in the chat. I do know that you come from Overwatch as well. I know that. But a great round there for FaZe. And when you mentioned here, Simo, you said, where the hell did Corey come from in that flank? That's probably the question that C9 was probably telling themselves too. Because Relyks was watching that flank, but somehow Corey still snuck through and got 3 kills and basically unbalanced that round coming in for FaZe. So with Marv getting a nice 2-kill, putting a 10 on the scoreboard at this point for FaZe, 10-3 in this second half. They have the gun advantage going into this run as well. On paper, 11-3, but you could see right now at Cloud9, actually they went for the force buy at this point too. So Marv and Corey are still going to work the 2 fragments that we were talking about before. Long range is still going to be Corey. BBB with the Marshall onto Mitch, and it's looking to be flawless as Vice is trying to move through with the frenzy that he bought, and he has full armor as well. So they lose this round here. They don't have any money to work with into the next Simo. And again, on paper, you'll see FaZe probably at a 12-3 scoreline.
Ben Silly, I am prepared if you and I swear an oath here live on stream that we throw the paper out. On paper, Cloud9 win this 2-1, but FaZe, they're lighting that paper ablaze. And it's off the back of Corey. It's off the back of rawkus. It's off the back of Marved. An entire roster coming together.
Oh, yeah.
That have been sewed at the seams and have proven that they can hang with the best. And that's what you love to see with Valorant, you know? We thought that there wasn't any more space in the top 10 power rankings. Looks like we're gonna have to do top 11 because Faze Clan, they are sending a message.
Yeah, definitely. Or keep it as a top 10 and try to knock down Cloud9 already at this point, right? So Faze up, everybody. At this point, though, Faze, they are at 11. They have that money again in their favor. They have the Vandal too, and they have that confidence. Look at this. They're about to do a double peek, and it works out. Wallbang, Shinobi falls down. But like I said, Cloud9 is on an eco at this point. So this should be 12-3, but the lurk is still happening towards the seaside. It has to come up huge here for, I guess it was going to be the Sage to start things off, but he decides to fall back here for Mitch, and it's just going to be now the Marv, actually, with that dark cover. We'll go with another one towards Long C. He can fall back with his teammates, but he's being pinned from the back. And meanwhile, though, we do have action towards the A side as they're just dropping everybody one by one. babybay and rawkus going to work, and every single type of pinch that tried to happen here from Cloud9 did not pay into their favor on the attacker side.
Need to drop.
And it's just going to be FaZe running away with this matchup so far.
Listen, I came into this series. I've been impressed with FaZe, but I didn't think that I was impressed enough to see that they would be this close against Cloud9.
Yeah.
Mind you, it is map number 1. We've seen comebacks today. T1, of course, winning against TSM on split, but didn't really work out. So now, looking at the plat boost, ZachaREEE can still have a look down long, but it's only Relyks who's over there setting his team up for success. Corey, run it back. Tries to gather information and we'll find none. ZachaREEE actually leaves the plat boost, but Relyks is still there. And Marved will greet him with open arms shortly. But the rest of Cloud9 here are prepared and waiting for a potential push. Marved actually finds Relyks, so this is the opening of a great round and could potentially close map number 1. Corey playing forward. These headshots immediately, but Vice, he will answer back, and now it's a 3v4. So both sides. Marv pushes forward and is punished by the aggression. Vice back of sight. rawkus getting involved as the judge through the smoke. One more smoke comes through, but he needs to know that there's someone behind him. It's shinobi. When will these two star-crossed lovers meet each other? So far, it's not going to happen as they'll just walk right by as he ships in the night. But babybay going to find one. It's just down to shinobi. Within proximity, it's rawkus with the judge, but will he be the executioner as well? They're trying to clear up the courtyard. Shinobi waiting for rawkus to peek, and now he will leave that sight line. I don't know if there's a tripwire. Yep, it's his own tripwire. Yep. That's going to be ZachaREEE. Peeks to the op. That's where Orb comes to. It's the shock star, and it's the jump of Faze!
Wow.
They win map number 1.